हो गया. So recording has been started. Drishyam sir.
Good evening, friends. So today, welcome to Back to Basics session. Today we'll do a quick revision of M.N. Roy's political thought. This is topic number 9 from our syllabus, paper 1, section 1. So start कर लेंगे.
Okay. It is just like a green signal. Go ahead. Boom. M.N. Roy. Narendranath was his earlier name. Later it got Manvendranath Roy. सुदीप्तो कविराज इनके पीछे पड़े रहेंगे. सुदीप्तो कविराज tells that he was a remarkable fellow, one of few philosophers of modern India. Though he was a complete failure in politics. The most important contribution is radical humanism. Don't ask right now, otherwise I will be filed. Ideational journey, there we observe transition in his ideas. He starts as revolutionary associated with Yugantar. Gradually became critic of Marx, even then considered himself a Marxist. He was ousted from Second Communist International due to differences with Lenin. So now start afresh. So there is transition in his ideas. So starts as revolutionary associated with Yugantar. Believed that revolutionary method is way to achieve freedom for India. Attended lecture by Lala Lajpat Rai in US when went to procure arms. He was dissatisfied with the way of Congress. Learned about Marx, went to Mexico and founded Communist Party of Mexico. Wow. मैं अभी भी नहीं जा सकता. 1920-1930 supporter of Marx and critic of Gandhi. He became. He considered Gandhi as bourgeoisie leader. Reactionary. He told Gandhi as reactionary who wants to bring religion in politics. Gradually, M.N. Roy became critic of Marx. Even then, considered himself as Marxist. He was ousted from the Second Communist International due to difference with Lenin. So, what was that difference? Lenin suggested two-step strategy. First, support the local movements for independence in colonies, then support Communist Party to establish control. But Roy was not in favor to support bourgeoisie party. He believed that masses in India are completely ready for the struggle of Communist International, should support Communist Party right now and peasant movements and worker movements. There is no need for two-stage revolutions. So actually, Communist International was called by Lenin, and who was ruling Russia. So how will he be reconciling with M.N. Roy? Sudipto Kaviraj charges M.N. Roy with the guilt of heteronomy by applying examples from some other country based on superficial understanding. So what is guilt of heteronomy? That he was applying the idea which were prevailing in other countries, was successful in other countries in India without knowing the context of India. And here we shall see the contrast of Ambedkar, who were almost successful in every adventure of him with respect to borrowing and suiting them or modifying them, adapting them in Indian context in a very successful and effective manner. Now, transition in idea was observed also in 1930s and 1940s. He joined Indian National Congress itself and wanted to radicalize Congress from within. So in 1934, we also observed the Congress Socialist Party. Means they were working under the Congress to bring the radical agenda or the socialist agenda. Likewise, M.N. Roy tried to radicalize Congress from within, became sympathetic to Gandhi and believed that his programs did help masses, became critic of Marxism now. Why was he criticizing Marxism? So actually he was critic of the Soviet Marxism, which were prevailing under Lenin or rather in Stalin now. In historical materialism, he tells that with respect to historical materialism, he tells that it is economic determinism. It ignores the role of ideas. With respect to dialectical materialism, he tells that it is not materialism but idealism. With respect to class struggle, he tells that history is a result of class cooperation. With respect to surplus, yeah, I thought it. With respect to surplus value, he tells that surplus value is bad when not equitably distributed. He also criticized the idea of revolution of Marx by telling that real revolution is not change in mode of production but change in thinking of people. He also criticized communism by telling that instead of communism, we should get radical democracy and cosmopolitan union. So we had observed that he was the philosopher of modern India, and by using philosophical method, he had criticized almost every basic tenet of the Marxism. He suggested giving humanist interpretation to Marx, which we shall observe in Young Marx or New Marxism. Yeah, that's it. Now, again, there was a transition in 1940s. He left Congress since it supported World War II to British. So on that point, M.N. Roy left Congress and formed Radical Democratic Party (RDP). So based on the philosophy of New Humanism, this party was formed. He later disbanded his party and started Radical Humanist Movement. He renamed New Humanism as Radical Humanism. So 2-3 questions are like that, na? Ki trace the transitions and evolution in M.N. Roy's additional journey. Next question is what is his idea of radical communism? Radical humanism. And next, what is idea of his radical democracy? These kinds of questions are there. So one of the original idea of him means attributed to him, or on a unique idea which he described or systematized or analyzed, is radical humanism. Actually, this is a philosophy of freedom. It emerged due to dissatisfaction in existing philosophies. Parliamentary system doesn't give direct opportunity to masses, so there should be radical democracy. In radical democracy, now he shall focus on the grassroots democracy. Radical word is originated from the word radix, and radix means root. So there should be radical democracy, and fascism to be rejected since it subsumes man under collective ego of nation. Communism subsumes man under the collective ego of class. So man should not be under a collective ego of anybody or any institution. It should be free, democratic, freedom. There is a need of philosophy which gives importance to man itself, liberation from all sorts of fear, even from the fear of nature, freedom from foreign rule, social freedom, political freedom, economic freedom, and freedom from religion. So every kind of freedom which we can imagine, it will be there with M.N. Roy. It liberates against supernatural fear also. Against superstitions also. Means superstitions means we should not be hostage to supernatural fears. Superstitions means we should not fear God or religion. This will come by promotion of scientific rationality. So he will go for rational thinking, scientific rationality. Intellectual or mental revolution has to precede over political or economic revolution. So before moving to the agenda of political revolution or economic revolution, he will go for mental revolution and intellectual revolution. Man is rational, hence it is possible as well. Reason has materialistic and philosophical origin. Reason developed by the struggle for survival. Means we have developed these reasonings or reasons in pursuit of in course of struggling for survival. He believes in existentialist concept like Sartre. We need to build our society on rational norm. Reason is the source behind ethics, built by society which appeared rational. So he also terms that ethics is reasoning based, and ethics has been built by society, and that's why ethics appears as rational, because it is based on reasoning of the society. Social practices, cultural values which are not rational have to be rejected. Means he will focus on the rational scientific thinking. That's it. That is the crux. Radical humanism has 3 components. So this will be like technical terms in our answers. So what are the 3 components of radical humanism? First is freedom, that is attainment in all possible forms, whatever you can imagine. Second component of radical humanism is reasoning, that is scientific rationality, is the means. Third is ethics and morality. Society is based on secular rational principles. So actually whatever we had analyzed above is the analysis of these 3 key terms. So we must write these technical terms in our answer of radical humanism. Freedom, reason, and ethics morality. It aims to establish society in harmony with environment. So we see harmony with environment in Aurobindo, in Mahatma Gandhi, in M.N. Roy, all were inspired from Henry David Thoreau. Radical humanism established society in harmony with principle of nature. It rejects ignorance, blind faith, fatalism, that is doctrine of karma. Means he will believe in doctrine of karma, I think. But it is clear that he rejects ignorance, blind faith and fatalism. Ideas emerge during man's struggle for survival and later on become independent. So whatever idea is prevailing today, actually all of them have emerged when we were struggling for our survival. And due course of time, they become independent and they become they exist on their own. Human brain is the most important means of production. And what does the human brains produce? Idea. Crisis of modern civilization is the lack of faith in the innate rationality of man. Means if we lose our faith that there is innate or inherent rationality in man, then it will lead to the crisis in modern civilization, because we must be able to know our strength to critically analyze the things. If we doubt this, we will be doomed. Progress of society has to be measured by amount of freedom it gives to the man. So he will also counter fascism, he will also counter communism, etc. He suggests the need of cultural renaissance. There is need of constant research, examination of values in light of science. So again, we shall find that applicability of rational science. Means we have to do constant research. Means we should not stop at one point of time. We must be interrogating the things, introspecting the things. We must be examining the values itself in the light of science. Radical humanism has two features. This is critical as well as constructive. So what it is critical of? It criticizes current thing. How is it constructive? So it becomes the way for new, which gives highest importance to human freedom. Means we must be critical of the current prevailing things, ideas, by using rational science. And by using those things, we will be able to derive or devise new ways which gives highest importance to human freedom. So that is kind of humanism. Our every effort should be destined to give ultimate freedom to humans. Ultimate aim of radical humanism is creation of cosmopolitan union of free persons linked with humanism and regions. So, what is the ultimate aim? Aurobindo had told that aggregation is the law of universe. We do not accept it, then we will be doomed. But here it is like different kinds of thing, little bit. Though it is a cosmopolitan union, but it is of free persons linked with humanism and linked with reason. He gave 22 theses on radical humanism. So in those theses, it is enumerated 1 to 3 is focuses on importance of freedom. 4 to 6 stresses upon humanist interpretation of history, where he has shown the role of human action and idea. 7 to 11 criticize Soviet Union. 7 to 11 criticize Soviet Union communism, and 12 to 22 explains the radical humanism. So, what is the source of inspiration for these ideas? He is inspired by the idea that Renaissance in the East will be there like it was in the West. What is new humanism and what is new in the humanism? Because it is new since it is based on ages, experiences. Let me make it clear. I am still not clear about what is new in this new. Can anybody make it clear? It is based on what is new in humanism. It is based on understanding of different scholars as well as the experience of centuries. It is more refined and perfect form of humanism. And this new humanism was later changed to the name by the name of radical humanism by him. So many changes, additional change in himself. Party changed, party is established, party destroyed, became membership, came out of joined Marxist like things, came out of that. So what is new humanism? So since it is based on the ages, experiences, what is radical humanism? How is it radical? Means it thinks human being in original way, like root. It is not a member of community of any kind. It is means atomistic type and in original sense. Radical humanism will be achieved by formation of communities which will spread the message of
सर हम कह सकते हैं कि he is focusing on individualism.
कह सकते हैं, but individualism not in the sense of liberals. Actually, his type means his ideas are more like philosophy, and liberals' ideas are more like political explanations, more like. And his idea is like ultimately go to the cosmopolitan order based on the individual. But liberals, in their original ideas, they don't go like it is like of a cosmopolitan order based on aggregation of individuals. Rather, they are possessive individuals.
Okay.
But if you can write more like little bit, rather we can say that both stresses on the individuals in their own sense. They both stresses on the importance of individuals' identities. We can write like this. Actually, if it would have been the same case, it would have been analyzed in our notes that he is more near to individuals like things. There are 2-3 ideas means with respect to ethics. He tells that ethics symbolize the values or norms. According to M. Roy, the origin of ethics is not in religion, but in matter. His views come near to Bentham's utilitarianism. Bentham's ethics are materialistic in nature. According to M. Roy, during man's struggle for survival, whatever man found essential for well-ordered society became norms or ethics. So it is more about materialistic, utility kinds of things. It is not like what ought to be. It is more like what is there. So what is the implications? Implications that ethics are man-made, and hence man can change the norms and values according to the requirement, according to the application of rational logic, rationality. The basis of ethics should be materialistic and scientific reason. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan had also suggested to reject outdated customs and traditions. M. Roy was specifically concerned with achievement of freedom from the fear of supernatural powers, that is superstitions. He criticizes fascism for subjugating man under the collective ego of nation, Marxism for collective ego of class, and liberalism. He also criticized liberalism. That in liberal countries, representative democracies have come into existence. It results into the shift of power from the hands of individuals into the hands of elites. So he will focus on individuals in original sense. Radical democracy is a grassroots democracy. M. Roy was against party. He went for partyless democracy. He also emphasized on bringing ethics into politics. So Gokhale had told for spiritualization of politics. Gandhi had told for religion and constructive interaction between religion and politics. There should not be politics without morality or politics without principles. M. Roy favored modernization and industrializations like Ambedkar and Marx. He favored equitable distribution of resources. Unlike Gandhi, who supported the minimization of wants, M. Roy believes in satisfaction of wants. His view come near to J.P. Sartre, Jean-Paul Sartre's existentialism. M. Roy describes radical humanism as a philosophy which aims to establish human society on the basis of scientific understanding of nature. Radical humanism is a philosophy, and it is based on the rationalist school of thought. That's it from my side.
सर इसको समराइज करोगे क्या आप?
Let's do it. Let's try it.
ओके सर। मतलब सिर्फ मेन कीवर्ड्स के थ्रू कर दीजिए।
Actually, when we are not, we have not done enough revisions, and we are not conceptually clear in our mind, then it does not come like important keywords. There have become lot of keywords which is actually not keyword. So let me do it. Try it.
यस जी, वैसे भी
मानवेंद्र
रेडिकल
नाथ।
ह्यूमनिज्म ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, उसमें ही
Okay. Okay, so M.N. Roy, Manvendra Nath Roy, Sudipta Kaviraj terms him as a remarkable failure, one of the few philosophers of modern India, complete failure in politics, and he also have committed the guilt of heteronomy. Has main contribution is radical humanism, so ideational journey, transition in ideas, starts as revolutionary associated with Yuvantar. He attended the lecture by Lala Lajpat Rai in US, went to procure arms, later formed Communist Party of Mexico in Mexico. 1920-30, supporter of Marx and critic of Gandhi, gradually became critic of Marx. Even then considered himself as Marxist. He was ousted from the Second Communist International due to differences with Lenin on the idea of two-step strategies. Yeah. Transition again is observed in 1913 and 40. He joined INC, wanted to radicalize Congress from within, became sympathetic to Gandhi, believed that his programs did help masses, became critic of Marxism instead. He criticized Soviet Marxism on the basis of historical materialism, dialectical materialism, class struggle, surplus value, revolution, and communism. Historical materialism was criticized by telling it is economic determinism and it ignores the role of ideas. Dialectical materialism was criticized by telling it is not materialism but idealism. Class struggle was countered by telling history is a result of class cooperation. Surplus value was countered by telling surplus value is bad when not equitably distributed. Revolution, according to him, real revolution is not change in the mode of production but change in thinking of the people. Communism, instead of communism, we should wait for radical democracy and cosmopolitan union. He suggested giving humanistic interpretation of Marx. In 1940, there is another transition. He left Congress for their support to British in World War II. Formed Radical Democratic Party, which will be disbanded. Which will be means what is called? Which he will. I'm forgetting the word. बंद कर देंगे पार्टी को. It was based on the philosophy of New Humanism. Later disbanded the party and started Radical Humanist movement. Renamed New Humanism as Radical Humanism. So what was it new? Because it was based on ages. What is radical? Because it focused on a man, an individual in original sense. So Radical Humanism, it is a philosophy of freedom. It emerged due to the dissatisfaction in existing philosophies. He told that parliamentary system, that is in a liberal democracy, doesn't give direct opportunity to masses. It becomes the elitist rule. Fascism, because it subsumes man under a collective ego of nation. Communism subsumes man under collective ego of class. So he criticized all of them. So there is need of philosophy which gives importance to man itself, liberates itself from all sorts of fear from foreign freedom from foreign rule, freedom, economic, political, social freedom, freedom from religion, freedom from superstitions, supernatural fears. So how will it be achieved? So obviously, if we want to remove superstition, then we have to apply the scientific rationality. There has to be mental revolution, which has to precede political or economic revolution. Man is rational. And what is the rationality or regions have developed? Because of the experience of the struggle for survival. We need to build a society on national norms. Social practices, cultural practices, values which are not rational need to be rejected. Radical humanism has three components: freedom from all possible fears, reason, scientific, ethics, morality, based on the secular rational principles which we had devised or found, discovered on the basis of our struggles. So radical humanism tried to establish society in harmony with environment. Radical humanism, harmony with principle of nature. It rejects ignorance, rejects blind faith, rejects fatalism. Ideas, so it is because of the experience while we were struggling for the survival. So there will be crisis of modern civilizations if we have lack of faith in innate rationality of man. So we should be giving importance to the rationality inherent in man. Suggests the need for cultural renaissance because it is the product of constant research, examination of values in light of science. So there is again need of the cultural renaissance. Radical humanism has two features. So earlier it had three components: freedom, reason, and ethics. Now it is a two features: critical and constructive. Criticizing the current things, construct the new ideas, and give highest importance to human freedom. So it will also is constructive because it attaches the importance to the human freedom, human individuals. Ultimate aim radical humanism is to create cosmopolitan union of free persons, cosmopolitan union of free persons linked with humanism and reason. Four key terms: cosmopolitan union, free persons, humanism, and reason. 22 thesis on radical humanism. So freedom, focus on interpretation of history, where he has shown the role of human action and idea, criticize Soviet communism, and explain radical humanism. Source of inspirations, so Renaissance in West and East kind of things. New humanism because it was based on experiences of some ages. Radical humanism, later he renamed the new humanism to radical humanism, thinks human being is the original, not a member of community. Radical humanism will be achieved by formation of communities which will spread the message of radical humanism. Yeah. Freedom.
All right, sir. फिर
दसो सर।
जी
सर इनका जो लेनिन से
हेलो सर, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही। अच्छा, आप चले गए। जी बोलिए।
सर आवाज आ रही है?
जी जी बोलिए। आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही। इफ यू आर स्पीकिंग ओके। ऑन रेडिकल ह्यूमनिज्म means source of influence was of Protagoras, Hobbes, Spinoza, Bentham, Descartes. Protagoras was in ancient Greece. Humanism was revived in modern times as a result of Renaissance. Eamon Roy called his philosophy as new humanism. Okay, सर आप कुछ बोल रहे थे?
मैं ये बोल रहा था इनका लेनिन से डाइवर्जेंस था, वो किस पॉइंट पे था मतलब एग्जैक्टली?
Two strategy, two step revolution ना, two strategy of revolution. Actually Lenin was telling that ना कि go to your country, first free your country from the imperial yoke, and then we shall focus on bringing communism in those countries. But Eamon Roy told that our masses are ready, our people are ready, our workers are ready. Just go for direct overthrow of imperialism as well as both nationalist discourse and bring the communist regime.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Actually, Lenin was not in favor of means overstretching Russia or USSR to bring communism, supporting communism everywhere. Lenin had means requested or rather means invited Eamon Roy to attend the lecture and give his views, because there was a discussion on what should be the approach of communist parties in other countries who were fighting both means capitalist as well as the imperial rule. So the approach it was that kind of things.
तो कॉमिंटर्न का जो आइडिया था मतलब वो एक्चुअली था कि मतलब कम्युनिस्ट जो आइडिया है उसको स्प्रेड करना था, ऐसा?
Exactly, communist international type of thing. So that is a short form
तो
of
लेनिन सपोर्टर
Comintern.
नहीं थे उसके या थे?
Lenin actually he was organizing the conference only for this purpose. Actually, the strategy to achieve those things, Comintern, they had differed.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Eamon Roy had also developed disputes with Stalin later, and he had to hide in India itself because of fear of Stalin. Because Stalin had pursued him even he had went to China. He had gone to China for some purpose. So Stalin had pursued him in China, and later he hid in India for some time because of fear of Stalin. Anything else? Eamon Roy?
आई थिंक ये काफी है मोर और लेस, क्योंकि अगर जो क्वेश्चन भी सेंटर्ड रहेगा तो उस तरह से ये या तो रेडिकल फेमिनिज्म पे ज्यादातर चल रहा है ना?
जी।
तो मेरे हिसाब से एड्रेस करने के लिए सफिशिएंट है इतना।
हाँ हाँ। Heteronomy, guilt of heteronomy. Sudipto Kaviraj had told, it is like that. Heteronomy is applying the history of some other country without understanding the indigenous context. Eamon Roy assumptions about Gandhi and INC are influenced by approach of bourgeoisie class in Germany.
ओके, तो यहाँ पे
So
अपन वो लिंक कर सकते हैं ना, क्योंकि सेम जो अपना कम्युनिस्ट इंटरनेशनल वाला आइडिया भी हो गया, यहाँ पे सीधा सीधा इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर सकते हैं ना अपन।
yeah, actually this is kind of these things. Yeah, let me analyze in detail.
श्योर।
His views on Gandhi, so we can decipher something. Gandhi's political program is not in the interest of the masses, he told. He also told, actually it is critics of views on Gandhi by Eamon Roy. Gandhi's non-violence is actually violence on masses. Gandhi is medieval and reactionary. Gandhi's Charkha economy has no solutions for addressing the basic needs of masses in India. Gandhi was working against masses and had understanding with colonial masters. Arrest of Gandhi by government was political drama. It is for this reason they used to release him within few days. Gandhi was not a strong man but a weak and watery man, looking for appointments with Viceroy. Gandhi's intention against masses is clear when Gandhi called off the non-cooperation movement abruptly. So Gandhi feared that power will shift from his hands to the hands of masses. So now, because of these things, Sudipto Kaviraj will tell that he has committed the guilt of heteronomy. He is not knowing the exact things of indigenous context. He is applying the context of bourgeoisie class of Germany in India. Actually, whatever he told of Gandhi, that is also part of our debate in Marxist perspective of INM, where we study only or purposefully that whether means the Marxist critics of INM, INC, and Gandhi. And Eamon Roy, while being Marxist, had criticized. Thou later met with him. There is also question of remarkable failure, because he had failed in many things. So first thing first, Sudipto Kaviraj told Eamon Roy was a remarkable failure. Additional changes in journey, means transformations in his additional journey is also an example of a failure. His formation of the party, if we go in chronological order, means leaving the revolutionary activities and joining the Communist Party in Mexico, and later the forming discord with Lenin is also kind of failure, where he couldn't achieve anything concrete with respect to revolutionary activities or with respect to communism. He has also failed to understand the context of India in which INC was operating and in which INM was going on. He also failed in executing his ideas of radical humanism or radical democracy. That is kind of Sudipto Kaviraj. Still we say that he is one of the modern philosophers of India, philosophers of modern India, and he has offered the critique of INM is also a contribution kind of thing. He wanted to transform Congress Party from the within. His views on ethics, freedom, and his focus on the assertion on the individuality and individual freedom is also good contribution. He has also offered a critique of fascism, Marxism, and liberalism for different purposes, on different grounds. Yeah, that's it. Anything else which is there to be added? Eamon Roy का लक्ष्मीकांत में भी है कि he had told in 1934, I think he had told that कि there should be constitution for India.
राइट सर। जो आइडिया था एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का, कॉन्स्टिट्यूट असेंबली का शायद, उसको कहीं ना कहीं इनिशिएशन था।
ओके। Human right code now we can apply in his where in GK so GS4 in essay with respect to his focus on individual freedom, application of rationality, science, with a focus on in our Panchayati Raj questions based on the radical democracy at root. His rationality is applicable in GS4. Whenever we will shall try to criticize Marxist view of subjugating man under the collective view of class, we can apply M. N. Roy. We can apply M. N. Roy in his communist international or communist approach, and whenever we shall be analyzing the role played by Lenin, we can apply his M. N. Roy's ideas. His contribution to the ethics, very still that he detaches itself from the religion. Now he goes for reformation of politics based on the ethics, but his idea of ethics is already different, is itself different.
राइट, क्योंकि वो एक ऐसे इतने पहले साइंटिफिक टेम्पर की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट, जो साइंटिफिक टेम्पर बाद में अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के टीपीएससी के अंदर भी रखा हमने,
जी सर. An ultimate idea of attaching human freedom and cosmopolitan order based on the union of individual, many free individuals. That is also very good thing. Means Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So now it was kind of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, but it was association of free individuals. And freedom from fear of religion, superstitions, fear from God, fear from God. And freedom of all kinds of freedom, socio-economic, political, economic, and whatever it is. So we can apply him, Gandhi, Ambedkar, Roy, Aurobindo. We can freely apply their ideas in GS4, essay, kinds of things.
पर उस पीडीएफ में फैटेलिटी था ना, डॉक्ट्राइन ऑफ कर्मा, वो यही है कि मतलब किस्मत पे यकीन मत कीजिए, मतलब जो आपकी किस्मत में है आप उसको बदल नहीं सकते. That's what he wanted to say कि नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, you can change that.
Okay. Fatality, yeah. So, ma'am, you told the right thing. He criticized fatality. Means he went for the doctrine of karma. That by karma you can change it. Don't have fear of supernatural powers.
Yeah, okay.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Drishyam sir, last ritual of paper 1, section 1.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, everyone. We have come to end of paper 1, section 1. Many thanks to Dasharath sir. Actually, उन्होंने यार पूरा एकदम right from scratch पढ़ के पूरा explain करा, मतलब energy का मानना पड़ेगा यार. Thank you very much to all of others as well. सब लोगों ने जो भी वैलिडेशन करा, काफी अच्छे सेशंस रहे, मतलब I really enjoyed all of it.
Yeah. And I thank the leadership of Drishyam sir in particular for arranging all the things, beautiful things to us. He provided the platform, his adept leadership and constant source of inspiration for us, and all the valuable members for their valuable contributions. And we had marched ahead in our preparation. I think it was a great journey, very fruitful, constructive, enjoyable. बहुत.
बिल्कुल सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सभी लोगों का, स्पेशली एंड सर एनर्जी मानना पड़ेगा सच में, स्पेशली ऐसे टाइम पे जबकि आपका अपना भी काफी एकदम पीक टाइम चल रहा है पढ़ाई का, राइट सर, है ना, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. इसके बाद भी सर डेडिकेशन बहुत गजब है सर, एंड दृश्यम सर का भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. ऐसा एक प्लेटफॉर्म दे रहे हैं जिसपे कि बच्चे आके बात कर पा रहे हैं, राइट. थैंक्स टू ऑल ऑफ यू, स्पेशली टू ऑफ यू.
ठीक.
Drishyam sir, hats off to you. Seriously, it's really difficult to continue even after लोग छोड़ रहे हैं, आ रहे हैं, जा रहे हैं. Still you are there every day. It's really a big thing, and hats off to you, really.
That's his leadership quality, ना.
अच्छा, एक काम कर लेंगे अपन, रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप करते हैं, फिर बात करते हैं
ना. इतना बोलना था, सही है. आप रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप कीजिए.
चलो ठीक है, थैंक यू गाइस।